Well, we moved here in the early 50s, and that my parents were going into semi-retirement, and we're still here 60 odd years later. You know, we went through some pretty good times in the industry, and we slowly developed. Fortunately, after the mid-80s, after the vine pool, export markets developed and demand for grapes increased, value went up, and Shiraz that they were after and the property that we bought had a lot of Shiraz on it, so that really put us on our feet.
I got some wonderful childhood memories of growing up in the Barossa. I mean, of course, coming home vintage time, when we used to do a lot of hand picking, there was always buckets to wash. I can always remember that was my job. To this day now, our children still get the same roles. When they come home from school, their job is to come down to the workshop and help wash grape picking buckets if we've been hand picking for the day. So it's gone on from one generation to the next. As a viticulturalist, you know, we've got some of the oldest vines in Australia, which are about 173 years of age. I feel very privileged, and it's something that I'll certainly want to pass on to the next generation. We're heavily into trying to retain as much organic matter as possible. We do a lot of work with straw. We use a lot of moisture probes, so we're not over-irrigating. We do a lot of work in their shoot thinning through the growing season, trying to extract best quality stuff. One of the things I really enjoy is after picking a block through the night, and then you go back to the winery and you have a look in the open fermenters, and you get to have a look at all that hard work, and you think it's all in a little tank, and you think, gee whiz, that's taken 12 months to do that, and we just got it in a little tank now.
I've been lucky enough to be with Schild Estate just over 10 years, and I guess I came on board at a time when the family were really transitioning from a grape growing business into a wine business, and they decided to build their own facility, put their own winemaking team together rather than use other people to do that. I think, you know, it's a really interesting place, the Barossa. The Lutheran Silesian migrants who settled here had a lot of foresight in that it's a particularly good place to grow grapes. There's a myriad of soils and microclimates here, and so it's a really exciting place to put grapes in the ground, and that's what makes it particularly interesting in terms of the diversity and the results you can achieve. And so as a winemaker, that's an area that I love exploring. I mean, I think one of the unique things about Schild Estate, other than its location in the southern Barossa, is that we're almost an entirely estate-owned and grown operation. So because the family have such a diversity of holdings, that means we don't buy a lot of fruit other than a small 1 or 2 parcels from other people. And that means I deal with one vineyard manager rather than 60 growers. And I think that gives us a real level of control through the process, and also ensures we're working with the same parcels year on year and building our understanding of those. We want a real sense of balance to the wines. I think that's really important for us. And we also want a sense of deliciousness and refreshment. And so ultimately, I think that drives all we do here in the winery.
Growing up was really a great experience. We would explore different parts of the vineyard, go off mushrooming for the day. We used to maybe wag a few days of school and join in with the hand-picking gang, and that was always full of great memories. So our customers can source Schild Estate wines all over Australia, all over the world, Europe, Asia, China. The USA is an important market for us. Throughout bottle shops, retail, restaurants, wholesale customers. My job is to make sure that the wines get to all of these places, and we have an amazing team at Schild Estate who help me do that. And it's really rewarding to be able to share a glass of wine, and in doing that we are sharing part of our family history with those consumers, and it's a great experience, and I love what I do.
I think how far we went from the time we started with very little money to making our own wine, that it was a big change, and to see the end result, that whenever I have a glass of Schild Estate wines, I think, well, a pretty proud moment, I think, in your life.